World News in 5.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
Good day! This is World News in 5 here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Israel stepped up its strikes on Sunday, striking the Gaza Strip, 2 airports in Syria, as well as targets in Lebanon amid concerns that the conflict between Israel and militant group Hamas could turn into a wider Middle East war. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited troops stationed near the border with Lebanon, where the Israeli army and Iran-backed Hezbollah militants have clashed. On Saturday, an official with Iran Hezbollah threatened Israel if it began a ground offensive in the Gaza Strip. On Sunday, Netanyahu warned Lebanon's Hezbollah militant group that if it launches its own war, they would retaliate. Amidst the attacks, a second aid convoy destined for desperate Palestinian civilians traveled through the Rafah border crossing into Gaza on Sunday. United Nations Relief Chief Martin Griffiths tweeted on X, formerly Twitter, that 14 more trucks have entered Gaza through the Rafah border crossing. Hamas said at least 55 people were killed overnight in Israeli airstrikes conducted on the Gaza Strip, where Israel has maintained a steady drumbeat of attacks since the Hamas operation that killed more than 1,400 people in Israel earlier this month.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
In other news overseas, a Baghdad court on Sunday sentenced in absentia the exiled daughter of Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein to 7 years in prison for promoting her father's outlawed Ba'ath Party. The party was dissolved and banned after Hussein was toppled during the 2003 US-led invasion of Iraq. According to the ruling, which AFP was able to review, Ragad Saddam Hussein was found guilty of the crime of promoting the activities of the banned Ba'ath Party during television interviews she gave in 2021. In Iraq, anyone showing photos or slogans promoting the ousted regime can be subjected to prosecution. The ruling does not indicate the exact interviews over which she was convicted, but in 2021, Hussein spoke on the Saudi-owned Al Arabiya channel about Iraq's condition under her father's iron-fisted rule from 1979 to 2003.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
And for our Philippine Embassy news, in commemoration of the Philippine Maritime and Archipelagic Nation Awareness Month, or MANAMO, the Embassy of the Philippines in United States formally opened the exhibit entitled Archipelagic States, Identity, Consciousness, and Law. Officials and representatives from the U.S. Department of State, the U.S. Department of Defense, U.S. Congress, think tanks, and the Diplomatic Corps graced the opening. In his welcome remarks, Philippine Ambassador to the U.S. Jose Manuel G. Romualdez introduced the exhibit as a brief journey into the Philippine archipelago, showcasing images which emphasize the interconnected communities, ecosystems, and shared challenges of an archipelagic state. Greg Pauling, Senior Fellow for Southeast Asia and Director of the Asia Maritime Transparency Initiative of the Center for Strategic and International Studies, or CSIS, gave a short discussion on archipelagic states and the archipelagic doctrine. The exhibit will run until the end of October 2023.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
World News in 5.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.